Inside the world's longest castle, the envelope arrived on a Wednesday morning, sealed in wax the color of dried blood. My name was written in elegant script, each curve of ink precise, as if the sender had spent hours on it. Dear Maren Elwood, it began. You are invited to tour the Hallaran Fortress, the longest castle in recorded history. Few have walked its full length, and fewer still have returned unchanged. Your arrival is requested at the North Gate by the eve of the winter solstice. The signature was only a single letter, R. I had never heard of Hallaran Fortress, though the idea of the world's longest castle ignited something deep in my chest, curiosity mixed with a flicker of dread. By nightfall, my decision was made. I packed my satchel with notebooks, a small camera, and enough supplies for 3 days. The North Gate snow fell in lazy spirals as I approached the looming black walls. They stretched out endlessly to the left and right, vanishing into the mist. No banners flew, no guards stood watch, only an arched gate carved with scenes of storms, serpents, and strange winged beasts. The gate creaked open before I could knock. A tall man in a long gray coat appeared. His face was gaunt, his eyes sharp as blades. You are the chronicler, he asked. I suppose so, I replied. Follow me, he said, turning without another word. The first hall. We entered a corridor so vast that the ceiling was lost in shadows. Massive torches lined the walls, their flame swaying in a whine I could not feel. The air smelled faintly of iron and something older, stone dust, maybe, or the memory of fires long dead. This is the first hall, the man said. It measures nearly 3 miles in length. 3 miles, for a single room. My boots echoed in the silence as we walked. I saw rows of stone statues, knights, queens, scholars, each face eerily lifelike, eyes glistening as if wet. Were they modeled after real people? I asked. Yes, the man replied, his voice flat. But let us keep moving. The whispering corridor, we passed into a narrow hallway that seemed to stretch forever. Here, the walls leaned inward, and strange patterns had been carved into them. Spirals, eyes, symbols that made my stomach twist. At first, I thought the sound was the wind. But then I realized the walls were whispering. Maren, they breathed, Maren Elwood. I stopped, my heart hammering. How do they know my name? The man did not slow. They remember every visitor. Keep walking. The clockwork hall. The next chamber was alive with movement. Gears the size of houses rotated in perfect synchronization. Enormous pendulums swung above, their metal surfaces engraved with constellations I did not recognize. This hall powers the castle, my guide explained. For what? I asked. For itself, he said simply. The feast that waits. We came to a great dining hall, so long I could not see the far end. Tables were set with golden plates and crystal goblets. Roasted meats, steaming bread, and bowls of jewel-colored fruits covered every surface, yet no one sat to eat. Do not touch the food, the man warned. Why? It is for the ones who built the fortress. They are not gone, they are only waiting. The library of endless stairs. We ascended a spiral staircase that seemed to rise without end, shelves lining the walls at every level. Each book was bound in a different material, some leather, some what looked like metal, and some in covers that shimmered like fish scales. I pulled one at random. The pages were filled with shifting symbols that refused to stay still. They will not let you read until you've earned the right, my guide said. The bridge of shadows. The staircase ended at a narrow stone bridge spanning an abyss. There was no railing. Below, I saw nothing but darkness, though shapes seemed to move far beneath us. Do not look down too long, the man warned. They can feel when you notice them. Halfway across, the torches behind us went out. A shadow brushed against my ankle. I did not look down again. The garden that sleeps. We emerged into a vast indoor garden beneath a glass ceiling. Snow drifted down from above, yet none of it melted on the plants. Black roses, silver-leaved trees, and pools of water as still as mirrors. Why is it called the garden that sleeps? I asked. Because nothing here has moved in centuries, he said. If it wakes, you will know. The Hall of Portraits. This hall was lined with paintings, thousands of them, each lit by a single candle. The faces in the portraits followed me with their eyes. Some smiled faintly, others frowned. One canvas stopped me in my tracks. It was me. The clothes were different, an old-fashioned black coat, but the face was mine, down to the scar above my eyebrow. "I've never been here before," I whispered. The man glanced at the painting. "Haven't you?" The chamber of bells, a circular room filled with hundreds of bells, from tiny silver chimes to great bronze monsters that could crush a man. They rang softly, though no wind stirred. "Each bell tolls when a section of the castle changes," the man said. "Changes," he nodded. "The fortress is not fixed. It rearranges itself." The southern gallery. The southern gallery was not on any map, the man told me. We entered through a narrow archway into a place that smelled faintly of the sea. The floor was covered in sand, and the walls dripped with salt water. Strange shells were embedded in the stone, some larger than my head. I thought I heard the crash of waves, though no ocean was near. The gate that leads back. At last, after what felt like days, we reached another great gate. "This is the south gate," the man said. "You have seen a fraction of the castle. I wanted to ask to stay, to see the rest, but something in his eyes told me that would be unwise." As I stepped through the gate, the snow stopped. The air was warm. I turned back, but there was only an empty field. The fortress was gone. Epilogue. The letter weeks later, I received another envelope. This one read, "Maren Elwood, the castle moves. When it returns, you will walk it again and again, until you find the end." There was no signature this time. And somehow, I already knew I would answer.